I'm hurting. I can feel my money draining. They take everything I make and you wonder why I'm complaining. I break my neck to make this money, then they just come and take it from me. My wages ain't that great in the first place. I should be paying you nothing, but they keep on coming and they keep on taking. These motherfuckers go ham on me every time I bring them the bacon. And I wonder what it's for. Ukraine, great, funding a war. Have we spent enough yet? Should I guess not? Look, here they come for some more. Fuck me, I'm sore. Sucks being poor. You had the same job for the last 6 years, wasn't struggling before. Back when Trump was in office, fuck all the junk that they called him. I never saw any of the shit that people always said he was in the comments. All of it was nonsense, I ain't even trying to ride him either. I'm just saying you gotta admit that shit was fine when he was the leader. It was fine when he was in charge. I never saw bills as high as they are. I never got chills just literally thinking about filling up my car. It shouldn't be that way. I don't care about Russia or Ukraine, but I do care about my own country. Is that insane? I care a lot about all the tons of money that we're paying, because it's mine, not yours, and I'm the one that feels the pain.
Alright, stop it in there, and welcome to Mika Reacts and Reviews. We're reacting to things on the internet. Same day, same shirt, different video. And today we're returning to Samson, the man with the amazing mullet. And this video is called Sincerely a Taxpayer. Like a dear fuck you to the government. He's talking about the pains a lot of people are feeling right now. People barely being able to pay their rent and their mortgage and feed their kids. And it was this like meme going around like while I took my hiatus, when the government was like, oh, by the way, aliens exist. And everybody was like, I don't care. I can't fill up my gas. I can't fill up my car with gas to get to work, to pay my bills, because the gas prices are too fucking high. The meme was basically no one cared because life is like, it doesn't change the struggle of life. Like, who fucking gives a shit, right? He talked about like the billions that we're sending to Ukraine right now for a war that nobody wanted, and a war that we had no problem meddling in, but America loves the meddle to stir the shit up so we can cause a war, so we can again fund the big war weapons industry. Like, I feel it really funny and suspicious how we like literally just got out of the Middle Eastern war. Like, what was it, a 20-year war? 20 years, it literally did nothing, and it went right back to the way it was before we let the Taliban took right over. And then we got right into the Ukraine and Russian war. It seemed like we took the money from there, we got out of that war just so we can take that money, put it into Ukraine and Russian war. That wasn't generating enough money, so now we're gonna meddle in the other Middle Eastern war, get back into that war, get back into the war with the Middle East. It just seems like the war weapons industry cannot get enough dollar bill, y'all. Like, that's all I'm trying to say here. Also, we know, I think it was BlackRock who had like $1 million or $1 billion contract with Ukraine to rebuild it before the war even started. That's strange. Seems like a conflict of interest. Anywho, we have all this money to send overseas, and now we're going to allocate even more money to send over to the Middle East, and people over here in the US is struggling, and I think people are really feeling it, and people are pretty upset. The comment he made about Trump, how everything seemed fine when Trump was president. Look, I'm not a Trump hater or a Trump basher, and I do think things were better when Trump was president. However, I think a lot of times people gloss over presidents when people are presidents. I'm pretty sure just like Obama, everybody thought Obama was such a great president. But when you look under the rug of each president's time in office, you see a lot of dirty shit that you just kind of missed as a civilian, as an American citizen. But fair enough, for most simple American citizens, I don't mean simple as in dumb, but for most people, all they care about really is, can I feed my fucking kids and can I live? Do I have to constantly struggle to survive? Money speaks volumes. If the economy is good, your people are happy. But until the economy is good, people don't care about who needs money over there because of conflict. People don't care about climate change. People don't care about fucking UFOs. All they care about is the economy. Fix that, and then you can turn people's attention to other things, right? So I understand what he means about Trump, but don't worship presidents, because a lot of times when you look under the rug, the shit that you don't agree with. Anyway, let's continue.
I get taxed on my fucking ass for every dime I make. It'd be fine if they would spend my money wisely, but no way. It'd be great if they would take it and pay for important certain shit that benefited you and me, and not just wage your wars with it. And where the fuck are all the liberals? I thought you stood against this shit. I thought the war machine was your enemy. Now you're friends with it? Now you wanna go to war? Now you wanna fight? Now you wanna pick sides in a feud where everyone is white? Now you wanna get involved and go and blow a person up? I'm just saying, I'm surprised this altercation ain't diverse enough. No one deserves this stuff. I just don't believe the tears you weep. Countries where brown people get bombed every day, I don't hear a peep, you fucking hypocrites. Thought the race thing was your shtick. I thought as long as white people were involved, you don't give a shit. Those are your words, not mine. I'm just wondering why. Why do we have endless money for them and none for Hawaii? Why is it every time Zelensky needs a loan from someone, we're the only ones that give it to him like we owe him something? We got issues of our own here at home that no one's discussing, and they keep growing cause no one in power is gonna do nothing. We're stuck. How the fuck we gonna help somebody else when we can't even reach inside our own pockets to help ourselves? We could allocate that money to our own people in different ways, to clothe and feed and bathe and let them know it'll be okay.
Stopping it there. I really like the fact that he brought up the fact that there's tragedies and wars going on all over the world, but it seems like we only care about the tragedies that the U.S. Military complex or our politicians or the war industry can benefit directly from. And the fact that your average everyday person wants to hashtag and put flags in their bio about tragedies that's happening, but they seem to only care when the media and their echo chambers tell them to care. But there's shit going on. I mean, if you really set back and absorbed it and took it all in, it would be overwhelming, and it's most likely why people don't do it. But the fact of the matter is Yemen, oh my god, fucking horrible. Shit's in Hades going down. There's terrible tragedy going on all the time, but it seems like people only care when they're told to care. Is that true empathy? Is that true humanity if you only care when you're told to care? And I'm not saying that you have to care about every tragedy because people are tired, but don't come out and as if you're the most bleeding heart person, but you're only bleeding heart for the people that you're told to be bleeding heart for, right? I just wanted to point that out. But anyway, let's continue.
We could definitely do that. Don't tell me it's not that simple. People overcomplicate this and make it some fucking riddle like, can't just feed everyone. Are you insane? You know how much that costs? Way less than we've sent to Ukraine. I know that for sure. You don't have to be a mathematician or a foreign relations expert to figure out that division. You don't have to draw a graph to see it would cost a fraction to solve half of the problems we have and stop them from happening. I'm just saying, what kind of fucking world we living in? So many billions we've given them. When's Europe chipping in? When we gonna start splitting and stirring up the dividends and begin telling other nations it's your turn to lend a hand? Listen, I don't think Ukraine deserves any of this, but I also don't think Zelensky is as great as they said he is. I don't believe the media when they blurt shit on their shows. You'd have to be naive to think this dude's as pure as driven snow.
Stopping it there. I totally agree. If you don't like Putin, then you shouldn't like Zelensky. For some reason, America's media decided to dress up Zelensky in a purity coat and wave him around like he's Gandhi. But if you don't like the government and the policies and way things run in Russia, then you probably wouldn't be that happy the way things are run in Ukraine either. But again, we have to have a black and white situation for the dummies in the US and the West to make one a goodie and one a baddie. And so they just dressed up and put a little halo on top of Zelensky's head and put devil horns on Putin's head and went baddie goodie. Now you know who to pick. Now you know what flags to put in your bio. Hashtag. I'm not supporting either of them, but neither of them are great. Trust me. And the whole, I'm not really for the whole, throw money at something to fix the problem. Like you said, hey, take all the money, you can feed all the poor. And maybe he just means, poor families and not necessarily homeless people. But that's not necessarily how you fix an issue, because Los Angeles is a really big example of that. That Los Angeles is one of the most progressive with ample programs for the homeless and for poor people, that you can get literally free everything in Los Angeles: a free house, free food, free clothing, a free phone, free bus fare, given a job, free cash. And it doesn't actually fix the issue. It just created more homeless people. So I'm not a big fan of that, but I understand what he's talking about. But if you actually want to fix the poverty issue, you got to get to the roots of the nuts and shells and the roots of everything, right? Which is a very, very long process, and that's why no one ever tackles it, and they just throw money at it and never really fix it. Look at the public school system. Money, money, money. They still fail. So I'm not a fan of that, but I understood what he was talking about. You know what I mean? Because technically, if you just stop making movies, do you know how much money goes into making one blockbuster film that is usually garbage? If you stop doing that and take that money, you can probably feed everyone. But that doesn't necessarily fix the problem. It does temporarily, but it doesn't fix it permanently. That's my only point, but I get what he's saying. Anyway, let's continue.
No one is, especially when you run a nation, dog. Your morals are compromised the minute that you take the job. So I don't trust Zelensky, Putin, Biden, or anyone. I don't think any of them give a fuck about all us little ones. All the people of Russia, all the people of Ukraine, most of the people of the USA probably feel the same. We don't want this shit, it's only the elites that do. They line their pockets, they profit from this, but not for me and you. Quite the contrary, in fact, we pay for it with our lives and money. They take chunks of everything we make. You soldiers die for nothing, so they can gain some more power and keep their banks fat. And all we get is table scraps. Fuck yeah, it makes me mad. Fuck yeah, I get upset. We're constantly ignored. Why the fuck I gotta pay for this? I don't want this war. How the Pentagon have $6 billion unaccounted for, but when I do my taxes, I'm afraid to be $1 short. I'm afraid I'll go to jail. I'm afraid I'll do some time if I don't pay you back the money that you wasted. That was mine. I can't keep quiet anymore. It's impossible to shut up. I'm sick and tired of being responsible for all your fuck-ups. But the question is, what we gonna do about it? There's never a plan of action. All we seem to do is shout it, and I'm guilty of it too. Always bitching and complaining, never walking, always talking, always lipping off and saying I'ma do shit, but I don't. And to be honest with you, that's the reason I don't make a lot of songs, and that's the truth. I'm sick of bumping my gums. I'm tired of flapping my jibs. Something needs to be done, and I don't know if rapping is it. We need a real solution, but we need to get together first, because unless we're all in this as a whole, it'll never work. However, what do I know? I'm just a moron with a pen, but there's power in numbers, and there's more of us than them.
The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged, and nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Good, honest, hard-working people, white collar, blue collar, doesn't matter what color, continue to elect these rich cocksuckers who don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you at all, at all, at all. Man, you know?
All right, that's it, guys. That was Samson, sincerely a taxpayer. He played dear old George Carlin on there. I believe we reacted to that exact clip that he played about how the politicians don't care about you. And doesn't matter who they are, doesn't matter who you vote for. You might get some crumbs to satisfy your taste bud to keep you docile and quiet for a while, but at the end of the day, they're not going to really fix the root problems that's causing this shit that's going on in society right now. So the answer is to take care of your own fucking self, be self-reliant, self-accountable, self-sufficient for yourself, your kids, and your community. I'm not saying don't vote, especially you should vote in your local elections, but just don't depend on the politicians to really give a crap. He's kind of had that come into, I don't know, Jesus moment at the end there, where he was like, yeah, but what are we gonna do about it? Yeah, that's true. Most of us just bitch on the internet like I'm doing right now. Most of us just tweet and go and troll in people's comment sections and really make no strives to better our own lives or whatever. And that's something that you have to be accountable for. But I will say that I think Samson is doing more than what most people are doing. He's starting a conversation. He's maybe planting seeds in people's minds. But I mean, is it revolutionary? Like, is he putting foot to ground? Not necessarily, but I think it's something. It's more than what most people are doing. But yeah, people need to be accountable for themselves. Again, if you don't like the way the government's ran, if you don't like the way your state is ran, if you don't like the way your school is being run, if you don't like what's in your food, then you gotta just do it yourself, right? And it's only so much you can do to really break out of the matrix, but you can do the best you can. But sitting in your ass and being like my goddad that I love and just yelling at the TV all day and pointing fingers at the politician, but never actually taking the step to better your own life. At the end of the day, you only have you to blame for the downfalls of the tragic life that you have, if you think it's tragic. If you end up having a tragic life, at the end of the day, a lot of it falls on you. But yeah, politicians suck. Fuck them, right? Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. What you think of what Samson said in the comment section below. He spoke a lot about the Ukraine and Russian war, which I think we all forgot about and think is over, but it's not. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. We are still sending buttloads of money over there, and now we're sending buttloads of money in the Middle East. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. What he said, what I said. If you disagree, if you agree, please like, comment, subscribe, and donate. It helps. It helps support the channel. I love you guys. What? I like you. I like you a lot. Anyway, bye.
They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you at all. At all. At all. Man.